All right, we're gonna get started. Okay. So I've got chicken wings we're using. They're a little bit dry, kind of patted them dry. And I'm gonna put them into, they're gonna go into the oven. So I'm gonna put it into a baking pan. I've got a baking pan ready right here with a little bit of parchment paper. And the parchment paper is really just to kind of keep the pan clean. And then two, it'll absorb some of the extra fat and stuff that drips off. So one layer, oven's already going 375. It's getting nice and warm. And I think I put on the recipe like 3 pounds of chicken, Reed, but it's usually because like containers come out 2.5, 3 pounds. You can get 30 pounds if you want, as much chicken as you will eat. Okay, so I've got this. I'm gonna sprinkle a little salt and pepper. Some of my friends who do a lot of chicken wings all the time, and wash my hands, do a chicken wing all the time, they sprinkle granulated garlic or granulated onions on there into the whole chicken while it's cooking. So I'm gonna do some salt, a little salt and pepper, and as it cooks down, it'll cook in. And this is gonna go into the oven. That's really all that's gonna happen right now. This is gonna go into the oven. While that's happening, we're gonna make the awesome sauce. And the sauce is really the coolest part. Like, you know, we've had chicken wings our whole lives, but you never really think about, why is this any different than regular hot sauce? Well, we're gonna find out. Okay, I've got chicken wings, a little bit of salt and pepper. It's going into an oven. It needs to cook about 20, 25 minutes. That's why we're gonna start it right now. And then while we're doing the other stuff, this will just be doing its thing, okay? Chicken into the oven. Hey, Heather, I see you're going, so I'll just chat for a second. Hi, Dory, thank you. Yes, how to cook chicken wings. Well, it helps. If you have a big deep fryer, just throw everything in there. But if you don't, if you're at home, into the oven first, we get it most of the way cooked, get it out, get them nice and crispy, and then we add all the sauce in. Okay, I've got chicken in the oven. Heather, you want me to wait for you for a sec? You good? All right, we're gonna start. I've got this countertop thing. I've got a little pot. This is this really cool cast iron thing. We're gonna start the sauce in there. And typically with, you know, your classic buffalo hot sauce, buffalo wings rather. I don't know if they came from Buffalo, New York. Is that why they're called buffalo wings? Are they? That's a good assumption. We need to research this. All right. I have a gigantic jug of Frank's hot sauce or Frank's Red Hot, which I put this on everything, on baked potatoes and sour cream, and Frank's is delicious. Put this on everything. So I'm gonna put some of this in. I'm not really measuring, but I'm gonna go with maybe there's a cup. So turn the heat on. We don't need it to like boil or cook. We're just trying to bring everything together. So I'm gonna get this thing going. I'm gonna do about a cup or so of that. And this is just the regular hot sauce. All right, there you go. That's perfect, Heather, that'll work, yeah. As long as you just bring something to heat. All right, so this thing has come to heat. Now what makes chicken wing sauce, like Frank's, that's what, you know, like you go to the store and it says wing sauce. All it is hot sauce with butter. And the reason for the butter is it gives it a little bit more of that thickness. So it coats the chicken wings when you cook it. So you can add as much as you want. This is one stick that I cut up, but I'm gonna use like half of it and we're just gonna put it in there. And this, I've got in total, I've got a little over 3 pounds. So by the time we cook, this half of a stick of butter is gonna be enough to go for 3+ pounds of chicken, okay? Everybody good? Everybody's excited about the butter? Is that what's happening? All right, well, maybe a little bit more than that. Okay, so while that's cooking, and today on the recipe I said spicy barbecue. If you just wanna keep it your regular buffalo chicken wings, that's all you gotta do, right? Frank's hot sauce, a little bit of butter, let it kind of melt together, and then that's basically done. So we're gonna get a little bit more, I don't wanna say crazy, because that'd be pushing it, but I'm gonna put some barbecue sauce in here because I love barbecue sauce, and you know, it seems like the right thing to do. It's our first cold day in Denver, by the way. Got up this morning, I was supposed to go for a bike ride. It was crazy windy, crazy cold. Did not go for a bike ride. Heather, you good? Barbecue sauce, do you want to add it? If you do, then have a little bit. So I've got a cup of hot sauce, half a stick of butter going. I'm gonna put maybe like 2 tablespoons of barbecue sauce into there. Then in a little bit, we can taste it. And if you want to add more barbecue sauce, you can. And for people, so this will be like Frank's level of heat. Some people who definitely want it hotter, add whatever you want into this at this point as it's coming to heat. It'll all just kind of cook together, which is nice. So I've got barbecue sauce, a little butter. If you want to make it crazy hot, add some cayenne pepper, add some ghost pepper. I'm going to put a couple splashes of Tabasco in just because I think Tabasco is awesome and it gives it a nice vinegariness. So Tabasco, there's that. I like garlic in my sauce. So I'm going to mince up some garlic. All right, if you're just joining us, anybody, you got chicken wings. We got chicken wings in the oven. And we're making the sauce part, the secret sauce. Okay, next up while this is
Chef?
cooked, yes.
You said in the recipe list, granulated garlic. Is that what we're putting on the wings in the oven, or is that for something else?
Yeah, that's for the wings that went into the oven. So salt, pepper, granulated garlic, or onion, just sprinkle a little bit on there, okay? And if you don't use it, it's fine, but that's usually, like, it's a perfect addition to it because it cooks into it and you'll taste it later. All right, so I've got Frank's hot sauce, a little bit of butter, just kind of coming together, really low boil. I'm gonna mince up some garlic because I personally like garlic in there. And this is the point at which if there's anything you like adding, you wanna put pepper flakes. Oh yeah, by the way, if you like pepper flakes, but you don't want all the heat, Korean red pepper flakes are fantastic. They give this really nice, nutty, like delicious flavor of toasted red pepper flakes, but they're not like hot. So it's a really crazy texture too. It's like really silky. You can add that, go nuts. But I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic just because. And then when we make the rest of it, you'll see like the cool thing when we plate it together, it's quite lovely. All right, Erica is still shopping. So Erica, hope you're finding everything. I went to the store this morning, got all the things, and I forgot half the things. So I have half the things.
Yes, I am, thank you.
Oh, sure. Okay, so this is coming to a heat. If you've got sauce going, just give it a taste, see what else you would want into it, add whatever you want, okay? So we've got barbecue, sweet barbecue plus Frank's hot sauce. Dang, that's good. Actually, that's how I like my baked potatoes. Barbecue sauce, hot sauce, butter, sour cream. Makes it really hard to watch my boyish figure, but you know. Okay, chicken is in the oven, sauce is cooking. Now, we're gonna make a super awesome ranch dressing. Heather, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you've made ranch dressing at home, you know, you can get the Hidden Valley Ranch mix, which is super delicious. I love that stuff. But we're gonna do kind of a version of our own. It's basically a green goddess. And I'm gonna show you how to do something that is so crazy cool that you probably never even thought about it unless you grew up in the South, in which case everybody knows it. But if you didn't, this is so cool and it'll change your life as it relates to creamy salad dressings. So a very, very tiny portion of your life is about to be changed. But check this out. You're gonna need a blender, right? And I don't really have a real blender, so I've got a bullet because this is about all I need normally. So you have a little blender going, or just a whisk in a bowl. You're gonna whisk a bunch of stuff together. But check this out. Typically when you get a ranch dressing, what you're tasting is, so I have a little bit of buttermilk. I'm gonna put some buttermilk in, and for safety, or for the sake of this measurement, let's go with a half a cup of buttermilk. I don't remember exactly what I put on there, but whatever I put on there, you got buttermilk. I'm gonna put sour cream. Yeah, what did we put on there? In the recipe, I put 1 pint buttermilk, but you don't need all that, it just comes in the container. Let's go with the half a cup of buttermilk, half a cup of sour cream, and I'm winging it. I'm like really good at measuring. And a little bit of mayonnaise. That's usually what, you know, any sort of a ranch or creamy dressing is. It's sour cream mayonnaise, and then you add whatever after that. So I'm gonna put a little bit of mayonnaise. For people that don't love mayonnaise, I'm sorry. Mayonnaise is the best.
You're crazy.
What did you say for the sour cream? Go ahead and still put the cup.
Yeah, for sour cream, for the measurement, just to keep it easy, let's go with the half a cup of sour cream. If you have buttermilk, if you don't, that's okay. Use half a cup of buttermilk and use about a quarter cup of mayonnaise. So less mayonnaise, equal parts sour cream, buttermilk, less mayonnaise. Okay. My sauce has already come together. It's all boiling, so I'm going to turn the heat off because it doesn't need to keep cooking. So just so the butter doesn't break, just want it all come together. Look at that, nice sauce. Okay, so equal parts buttermilk, sour cream, and a little bit less mayonnaise. All right, we got that. Now the interesting thing, typically when you get ranch dressing at a restaurant or a grocery store, whatever, it's that stuff, sour cream, buttermilk, mayonnaise, plus fresh thyme. So if you have fresh thyme, put it in there. We're gonna make kind of a freestyle ranch dressing. We're gonna add a bunch of stuff. Add whatever you have, don't add whatever you know, have at it. What makes a killer like green goddess, gets that really bright green kind of a ranch dressing flavor you get every now and then. You can't like figure it out in the rest of the world where it came from. It's romaine lettuce. So yes, exactly. So take a few leaves of romaine lettuce or any green lettuce you have. Just take the greenest parts, put that into the blender with this, okay? This is mind blowing. I'm telling you afterwards, like, holy crap, how did I never have this before? All right, I'm gonna put 3 little leaves because I got these little guys, these little mini guys from somebody's garden. So I'm gonna put that in there. You want fresh lemon juice, but what I'm gonna do is put some of the rind in because I just like the rind a lot. So I'm gonna scrape off a little bit of the rind, just a tiny little sliver, probably even too much. All right, I'm gonna go like this much, just about the size of a really fat thumb of lemon rind. That's gonna go in. I'm gonna chop it up a little smaller because my blender's, the blade isn't crazy sharp. So I got some lemon rind going into there. We're gonna squeeze in some of the juice also. Lemon rind, lemon juice. My hot sauce is done. So if you were making the hot sauce, you just like brought the barbecue, Frank's, and a little bit of butter melted together. That's done. Chicken's in the oven. Ranch dressing, lemon juice. If you have time, put it in now. Get it? If you have time. If you have the herb, the fresh herb thyme, put some in there now. If you have parsley, if you want, throw a little bit in there. If you want garlic, maybe you like your ranch dressing really peppery, jam some jalapenos in there. If you want it avocado-y, put some avocado in there, whatever you want. This is your dressing. Okay, I'm gonna blend mine. So I lost the little thing that has the blade. So I think this just kind of mixes everything together. All right. This just kind of makes it slightly less chunky. Okay, I'm gonna jam this in the blender. Give me a sec, I'll be right back. Oh, I'm gonna stand right here and jam it in the blender. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so green. All right, let's see what this looks like. Ah, looks like a lovely green ranch dressing. Look at that. Green, slightly green and herby. Hi, Sheba, welcome back. Where are you? There you are. All right, so we have a nice little light green. It's good. All right, I taste it. Oh, I didn't add any salt. Okay, so taste it at this point. See what else you want. You want more lemon in it, more salt, more herbs, whatever it is. So we got a little green goddessy ranch dressing, sour cream, mayo, buttermilk, romaine lettuce, thyme, lemon juice. Okay, I'm gonna taste that. Looks lovely for me. And then from here, if you want blue cheese, just add blue cheese to it. Ah, it's actually really good. It's nice and green.
And you can dip a chip in that.
Yeah, you could dip a chip in it. I'm gonna put a little more salt and a little more lemon juice because I love lemon juice. And if I was just at home by myself, I didn't have these guys, I'd put a bunch of jalapenos in here because, you know, normally every week we cook and afterwards when we're sitting around eating, we're all just sweating like crazy.
We get a week off.
So this week is a week off from sweating like crazy. All right. I'm gonna put this back onto the blender thing for just a sec, and then we'll check our chicken. Okay, ranch dressing is done. I'm gonna set that to the side. It's a lot of chicken wing dipping right there. It's some good dipping, right?
Is that preserved? Does that last?
It's ranch dressing. It's a fresh ranch, so it'll keep a few days, but I wouldn't put it away for more than maybe in the fridge, maybe for a week. But you can tell because as soon as the lettuce starts to turn, it starts to smell a little bit like lettuce. It's turning bad. All right, I'm gonna check our chicken. Chicken's been only in for a few minutes, so it has a ways to go, but you can see the idea is to bake the chicken all the way until it's cooked through. So you can see it's starting to cook, but it's still got a little pink parts. If you want, you can flip it over. I will, just so that it cooks faster. Chicken into the oven first, salt, pepper, granulated onion or garlic if you have. Into the oven at 375, about 20 minutes until it's cooked. Then we're gonna take it out and fry it, okay? So I'm putting that back into the oven, maybe another 10 minutes and it'll be done.
Heather's still making her sauce.
All right, no worries. Heather, we're gonna be here while you make your sauce. Okay, so if you made sauce, it looks something like that. I'm gonna put it to the side. So that's hot sauce, butter. The butter is what gives it that thickness. You just gotta bring it to heat at a low heat. Otherwise the butter breaks and it gets all weird. And I put a little barbecue sauce in there, some minced garlic. Okay, so I'm gonna put that to the side and then I'll show you. We'll get our frying setup ready. And all this stuff that's sitting on the counter, I've got scallions, I've got jalapenos, I've got cheese. We're gonna put all that into the bowl at the end when we make our actual chicken. It's gonna be great. Okay, what else we got? I've got a really big shallow pan ready. That's what I'm gonna do the frying on. Just gonna put that here. And like I said, if you're at home, if you're cooking with a live fire, make sure you have a lid nearby. If this thing catches fire, don't pour water in there. Big lid, put it on there, and then go have a beer or something. Because hopefully, take a nap. One time I fell asleep, you guys. If my brother's watching, don't tell anybody. I was at home. I was really hungry. I was in high school and I wanted hard-boiled eggs for some reason, as kids do. So I put hard-boiled eggs in the pan on the stove, then I fell asleep. I woke up like an hour later. The pan had melted on the stove. The entire house was full of smoke and it smelled like burnt eggs. It was awful. And I was so afraid that my mom was going to yell at me. So I threw the stupid little pot out in the backyard somewhere. It's like, I don't know where it went. It just disappeared. Okay, so chicken's cooking away in the oven. Our hot sauce is done. We made a little dipping sauce. And all we're waiting for now is a couple more minutes for the chicken to cook. Then we'll start frying. While that's happening, I'm gonna chop up some stuff that I wanna add to the chicken wings later. So if you have celery, this is the time. We're gonna dice everything really small. I've got some crumbled cheese. You can use blue cheese if you want, whatever you like on your chicken wing sauce or chicken wings. I've got feta cheese, but blue cheese is perfect since that's classically what people think of. Heather, does your sauce turn out? You got a big old blender going. That looks lovely.
He's feeding the whole team.
You got enough for the whole team. Good, good. All right, I'm gonna dice up some stuff that I want in my chicken wings. And so the way we're gonna do it is you got crispy chicken, coated in the sauce. We're gonna put it all into a bowl and sprinkle a bunch of stuff on there. So I'm gonna start making all the little things that I want. Starting with, I love diced red onions since we use it in everything. Every recipe we've done so far, we've had red onions. So why stop now? I'm gonna do some really small, and when you do these things, try to keep them all about the same size. As far as a bite goes, consistency, it's like a restaurant thing. You're always trying to cut everything more or less the same size. So they either cook at the same time or they have the same kind of bite when they're, you don't want a tiny bite of something. All right, so I've got some red onions. Hey, did the Broncos already play today?
2:30, baby.
2:30 Broncos today, you guys. Go Broncos. Do we know who they're playing? Nobody knows who they're playing.
Someone from out of state.
Some other team, a team from another country. What's that?
Not local sports team.
Not a local sports team, all right. And then we're gonna post this recipe, plus we're gonna post some awesome nachos recipe. It'll be on our Mixn-Match station, Mixn-Match website link that you can catch up later. So next week, you'll be able to follow along when I make chicken wings. That's what we got. And then for the fall and winter, Reed today spent some time researching warm stews, braised things. What else did you find, sir? Oh, we're gonna Thanksgiving. Oh, we're gonna do a bunch of sides. sides, and starters. So we'll have a bunch of great appetizer ideas.
And leftovers.
And leftovers, yes. So right now I'm just chopping up a bunch of stuff that I want to sprinkle over my chicken wings. You can do whatever you want. If you want to sprinkle chicken wings over your chicken wings, you can do that. I've got red onions, I've got scallions, and what else? I'm gonna dice up some jalapeno. I did have celery. I misplaced it somewhere, which is like the most classic thing when it comes to chicken wings is celery. So I don't have that. All right. I've got some dry spice blend, which you can spray, like some restaurants you go to, they have chicken wings, just has dry spice that they toss in. You don't even have a sauce. You can do that if you want. Okay, so I've got a couple things going. If you've got carrots or celery that you like in your chicken wings, cut it up at this point. I'm gonna do some jalapenos, mostly the crunchy outer part, just because I want everything to have a nice little crunch to it.
If you're going crazy with ghost peppers, when you have those.
If you're gonna do ghost peppers and stuff, I would say add it into the sauce as it's cooking or as it's warming. Add anything you want into that sauce, like add cayenne pepper, ghost pepper. There's any flavors that you really like. You want to add cumin or smoked paprika, whatever. Add it into the sauce right now because it all nicely cooked together. So it has this lovely flavor when it's all done. So our chicken has been in the oven. How long has it been in there? It's been in there 20 minutes? Okay. So it should be done like in 5 minutes, and then we're going to get the fryer going. That'll give everybody a second to catch up. Erica to get her shopping cart out of the grocery store.
She's in spot 3.
Spot 3. All right, perfect.
Chef, I'm almost home, actually.
Oh, wow. Well, thanks for sprinting.
Don't fry and drive.
Yes, don't fry and drive, Erica. You got to save the frying for when we get home. All right, so I got all the things that I'm going to add to the wings when they're done. Jalapenos, some diced red onions, some scallions. They're all nice and crunchy, have different colors. That's perfect. I'm going to set that to the side. Next step for me is getting the chicken out of the oven and starting to fry it. So one thing to do is you can just fry it, take it out of the oven, let it cool, let it sit countertop, whatever. And then when you have people coming over, you can fry it all at the same time. Or if you want to just go warm, which is what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to lightly dust it in a little cornstarch. You don't have to do this part, but if you do it lightly, dust it in a little something in a corn or potato starch, gives it a nice silky, crispy outer part, but you don't have to do that, okay? All right, let me check on the chicken. Do I have tongs? I don't have tongs, dang it. I have a large fork. All right. Okay, everybody here? Everybody awake? Good.
And we got a drink.
Everybody got a drink? Oh, we forgot about that this time. This week, since it's early, it's pre-drinking time. What is it over here, 1:30? I'm just drinking fizzy water. But you do what you want.
Like it.
Right? I mean, fizzy water with, might be fizzy vodka in here, but. Erica's on board, or Heather's on board. She's drinking. She got a giant mug of something. Okay. So typically, if you're baking, if you are following temperatures and you want to poke a thing in there, make sure it's cooked all the way through. It's 165. But I'm going to go by visuals. It's mostly cooked all the way through. There's a little bit of the, the redness coming out, but when it goes into the fryer, it'll finish. So at this point, if you want, you can leave it in the oven a few more minutes, but usually about 20 to 30 minutes is plenty at 375. Just trying to get it mostly cooked, get the internal temperature up, and then go into the oven or go into the fryer. So since I'm on a bit of a clock here, right? We got to wrap this thing up in like another 20 minutes. I'm going to take the smaller pieces and put it into my cornstarch mix. And then I'll put the rest of it back into the oven. So we'll start halfway with the little skinny wing parts. I'm going to leave the drumsticks back in the oven for a minute while we're cooking.
Casey wants to know, are you a big wing guy or a little wing?
Am I a big wing guy? I personally like them separated. I don't like them when they're all together. Right? Is that the question, Casey? I think that's the question. Some places you go, they're all connected together. I kind of like crispiness, separate crispiness.
What you talking about, Will?
Okay, so I took the wing parts because those are thinner. They're probably cooked all the way through. I'm going to start those. I'm going to put these guys back in the oven while we're doing that. They'll finish. I kind of like, and also I don't really like boneless wings. I feel like that's a scam. You know, it's like just call it chicken fingers or chicken toes. All right, I'm gonna start my heater thing because this induction thing heats up really fast. Restaurant temperatures when you're heating, restaurants are usually frying at 375 degrees in the big basket fryers. And usually if you're putting cold meat in there, as soon as you put it in there, it gets cold right away. So you're theory cooking around 350. So if you're using a fryer with the temperature thing, get it up to around 350, okay? This thing that says 1,000, is that right? We're not at 1,000 degrees, are we? All right, I'm gonna just let that come up to temp, and because it's an induction thing, it heats really fast, so I usually wait till we have to do. And I've got my chicken wings out of the oven, a little bit of cornstarch on them, and it's just enough on the outside. And cornstarch is amazing. Like if you go get Japanese fried chicken, it's always like really light and silky and beautiful. It's cornstarch. Chinese fried chicken, cornstarch. Super Southern fried chicken, potato starch. That's why it's like really light and crispy and has like this silky texture to it. It's so good. Okay. I'm gonna give the chicken the oil a minute to heat up. And then let this guy sit here. Look at that. It's like perfectly lightly dusted. So when it comes out, it's gonna be lovely. Okay, while we're waiting for the oil to heat up, everything's done. If you're following me, I'm gonna go find a bowl to cook. All right, we'll use that bowl. Okay. All right, who do we got? Sonny, you on here? You alive? You awake? Sam? Sam's awake. Good. Okay, oil's coming together.
Wide awake.
Wide awake, huh?
No fires, no smoke so far.
No fryers, no smoke so far. All right, I'm gonna wait a minute. Anybody on Instagram frying up their house? No? All right, I'm gonna give that a second to come up, and I'm just using a shallow pan with just enough oil to get these guys in. We're gonna flip them once each. If you're at a restaurant, of course, giant basket, fryer thing, 50 pounds, it's nuts. I've cooked a lot of chicken in my day, you guys. That's the whole story. I've cooked a lot of chicken in my days. All right. All right, Heather, you good? You got lots happening over there. I like it every week. You got you got the thing going. Okay. So if your oil's up to temp, go ahead and start frying some chicken. Internal temp is super duper good. Mine needs a minute still. It's coming up. So I'm going to wait a second. I don't know what these numbers mean. It says 800. Now it just went up to 1200. They cannot be the temperature. It's got to be like. Is it missing a decimal point? Then where would that decimal point go? Maybe it's in Kelvin. You know, we're cooking against absolute zero here. All right, so I see some lines and little bubbles coming up. So based on visuals and based on many years of underfried food, I feel like it's getting there. You'll throw some flour in the oil routine. It's coming up. So this is why we bake chicken. So you can do this with regular fried chicken too at home if you want. Get it all brined and marinated, whatever you're gonna do, and then bake it almost all the way cooked. And then at the very end, throw it in the fryer. Amazing, right? All right, cornstarch, have a good feeling. Got a good feeling?
Jeff,
Yes.
what about for people who want to use an air fryer?
I've never used an air fryer. So this is usually the point at which I lie and say it's great. So have you used an air fryer?
Yeah.
Is it the same as using a normal
You need
fryer?
a lot of sauce.
You need a lot of sauce? Does it get super dry? Does it cook in the same amount of time? Oh, there you go. I've never used an air fryer, but somebody was talking about it yesterday. So apparently I'm getting an air fryer soon. All right, I'm gonna go in with the chicken because it's getting there. And it's making a lot of noises. So I'm gonna put the first round of chicken in. You know what they say, the first round of chicken is, so it's kind of like pancakes, you know? Yeah, you give it to the youngest kids, the messed up ones, and they grow up thinking that's what all pancakes look like. And they're never, later in life, when they get like perfectly round pancakes, like, what is this? What is this garbage? Okay, my first round of chicken is in. Oh, look at that, perfect temperature. Apparently 1400 is the number we want. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. Okay. we have got, and for anybody else who's joining us, we're about to post a bunch of awesome holiday sides and starters recipes. They'll be on our mixnmatch.com website. There's the oil. Okay, so if you're doing like me and frying at eye level, maybe don't stand right next to it because it tends to pop every now and then and take your eyeball out. And then if you've got an open flame going, like I said, keep a lid close by. So if it catches fire, you can put it on there. One time I started a fire at my sister's house. It just went up the side of the wall. First rule of starting a fire in your sister's house is don't panic. And then hopefully nobody noticed. Okay, chicken's frying away. It's lovely. And at this point, you know, you're just gonna go until it gets a nice crispiness, gets that lovely outside color that everybody likes. Traditional chicken wings, when you go to restaurants, don't have a lot of batter and coatings. You want it really nice and thin, crispy. But when you do buy like frozen chicken wings and like the Hungry Man brand or they're covered in junk. I mean, they're delicious, but there's a ton of like breading and stuff. At home, you don't need all that. Air fryer. I've seen commercials for air fryers. You can catch them at like 3 in the morning if you happen to be up. There's like a really over-energetic dude with curly hair talking about how life-changing his air fryer is. And I tend to believe him. You watch that guy, like, yeah, his life changed. So, all right, our chicken wings, our weekly usual therapy session. We usually have a lot more chatty people. Today, everybody's a little on the quiet side. That's all right. Okay, chicken wings are cooking. I'm gonna get my bowl ready. Clean bowl. We're gonna put cooked chicken wings in here, a little bit of sauce, coat it, top it, all the things.
How do we know when you're done?
Well, if you're a temperature person, internal temperature, you want it to be around 165. We baked it first, so it's pretty much all the way cooked through coming out of the oven. All we're doing now is getting it crispy. So if you cook it all the way through in the oven, that's why it's best to do in 2 batches or 2 stages at home. Cook it in the oven or cook it at a low temp in a fryer until it gets internal temperature up to around 165. It's cooked. Then you can set it in the fridge until people come over. Then you just fry it really fast to get it crispy. That's how you know it's done. Or you wait until your daughter yells at you and says it's not done. That's how you know. The kids will let you know. Huh? Yeah, chicken's good. So we got our first batch of chicken going. The big drumsticks are still cooking. I'm just gonna turn the oven off because they're pretty much done. It's gonna be oil splatter all over our setup here. Okay, checking the chicken. Oh yeah, drumsticks are done too. See, so the thicker pieces I just left in there. They're pretty much done now, but for today's story, I'll just cook the thing we have. Okay, so chicken wings are nice and crispy. Look at that. You like yours extra crispy, sir? Luke, how do you like yours? Crispy's good. Alex, how do you like your chicken wings, sir? Crispy? You say hot? Hot? Of course they're hot. I mean, it's coming out of oil. Oh, spicy hot. Yeah, we'll do that. This time, like we made ghost pepper ones. So if you're in Colorado, or you can order nationwide, Savory Spice Company has a ghost pepper salt. It is so good. It's got ghost pepper, it's got a little salt, it's got some seasonings, and it's got cocoa powder in there. It's got a little chocolate. So at first you're like, oh, this is nothing. Then the back of your neck starts sweating. Then like your back sweats. You're like, my back never sweats. This is the response everybody has. Huh, weird. I'm sweating back there, but nowhere else. Oh, then your face. But you should get it. It's super good. Savory Spice. They have stores around the country. They have a big online business. Started here in Colorado. Get their ghost pepper mix. It's delicious. All right, I'm gonna pull the chicken wings off because I'm making a big mess here. And they look done for me. So just so I can turn that off. So I'm gonna put the chicken wings, hot chicken wings, into the oil, into the clean bowl that we're gonna sauce with. You guys, this is the coolest part. You're gonna be like, why? Oh man, you can, here, I'll play something for you. Um, can't hear it. Well, if you could hear it, where's the mic? Nice and crispy. Huh? It's just a little bit of cornstarch on the outside. Ready? Crispy chicken. All right. All right, so into this, I'm gonna pour some of our hot sauce and then we'll do all the toppings. Sorry, my headphone keeps coming out. It's gonna be covered in hot sauce for the next user. Okay, so I've got our barbecue hot sauce. Again, if you don't wanna make this, just buy the chicken wing sauce. It's got hot sauce and butter already in it. But this way at home, you can add all the stuff you want. All right, I'm gonna add hot sauce. And into that, I'm gonna add a little bit of all the things that we chopped up. No wrong answer. Or is it no wrong answer, no right answer? What's better? No wrong?
No dumb question.
No dumb questions, only questions. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of the crumbled feta cheese in there. And the reason I'm gonna do it now, you'll see, it'll all make sense in a sec. Because we want it to coat, oh man, it's still crispy. Oh, I'm gonna make a, okay. We have a lovely little bowl here that Reed got ready for us. A little crispiness. And my headphones out. I'm gonna assume no one's saying anything terribly important. Okay. And then I'm also gonna sprinkle it with more stuff. I got diced jalapenos. This is like a meal. This, red onions. And if you want a little sprinkle of sesame or salt or something, whatever you got, pile it all on there. There you go. Crispy chicken wings, a little bit of our sauce, a little bit of our salsa sprinkled goodness on there. Thank you. There we go.
That's amazing.
All right, so if you haven't, I'm gonna hang out here because I know some of your, there's a few steps in there. Just keep texting away. Bye-bye to the folks on the Instagrams. Check in mixnmatch.com to catch the recipe. And I'll hang out. So if you have any questions, just keep firing them away, all right? I'm gonna finish off the other chicken while this is sitting here. Oh, Heather, it's perfect. Look at that. Hopefully it's nice and crispy and tasty. Thanks, Heather. Heather, I'm glad you're here. You're every week. Heather's ready to go. Has all the things. Okay. Oh yeah, I got to make the sauce, dipping sauce. So next, I think the week of the 11th, because next week we're up at Steamboat Food and Wine Festival. Huh? Okay. Heather, you're on mute. I don't know if you were talking, but
No, I was just gonna ask because I interrupted you. What
oh
was
no,
for
go
next
ahead.
week? What was for next week or the week after?
So this week, this coming up week, we're at Steamboat Food and Wine Festival. We're doing a couple of events there the weekend of October 4th. And then the week after, I'm gonna show you how to do like a chicken curry, but you start with one dish and at the same time, it turns into 2 dishes. It's magical. So it's super easy, super simple, but we're gonna do a chicken curry because now we're getting into cold winter weather. Look at that.
Yes, that's what I want to come to.
Perfect. So we'll send the notes and the sign up out. I think the sign up sheet's already out, but I haven't posted the recipe and stuff yet. So that should already be up. We'll have a lot of people for that one because people love it every time we do curry. And then you got ranch dressing. We got some sour cream, buttermilk, a little bit of mayo, and then lemon juice, thyme. And I put romaine lettuce leaves in here. That gives it, Heather, did you try it? It's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Well,
Are
I
we
appreciate.
making the curry scratch or?
Yeah, so you'll need, the only thing you're gonna need is a curry powder. So it's just a really neutral, like a Madras curry powder, like a very basic 1 curry powder.
Also,
We're
we
gonna
won't
make
need the cardamom and the.
No, I mean, unless you really want to, but just have a curry blend already ready to go. But you can just get any regular, really good quality curry powder mix. Because the idea on these just to kind of give you a very straightforward recipe, and then you can always adjust it later and tweak it, right? We have our own curry powder that we use, so you can get whatever you want. But we'll have ours, and then I'll show you how to make this awesome coconut curry chicken. Then we'll add a couple more things and make it into a really delicious chicken tikka, which is, you know, super duper popular. Okay, hope everybody got chicken wings, enjoyed it today. Thank you so much for joining.
Always great, Chef. Thanks.
Thank you, Heather. Really appreciate y'all being here, and we'll see you in a few days. Thank you.